For Malabar prawn curry, following are the ingredients you're going to need. 2 large prawns, 3 tablespoon vegetable oil, half a teaspoon mustard seeds, 12 curry leaves, 2 medium shallots thinly sliced, 1 teaspoon fine chopped ginger, 1 teaspoon fine chopped garlic, 2 small green chilies slit open, 1 dried red chili, half a teaspoon paprika red chili powder, half a teaspoon turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon coriander powder, 2 medium tomatoes chopped, 500 ml coconut milk, 1 tablespoon tamarind juice, and 1 tablespoon butter. Now this recipe is straightforward and amazing. Of course, I'm making it with prawns. You can make it with fish. I don't think this recipe lends very well to anything else, red meat or even chicken in my opinion. Maybe you can just chicken maybe, but I'm not too sure about it. It's more for seafood in my opinion. But for vegetarians, this lends really well. So you could, instead of prawn, use vegetables straight away. So I'm pan frying the prawns, but in normal circumstances, if I had the smaller prawns, I would bung them in the sauce and poach them lightly till they are cooked. So same way you can put the vegetables in the sauce and cook them through. Okay, so let's bring it to full heat. Okay, let's start with now the oil is hot. We'll start with mustard seeds, and I'm going to use only about half a teaspoon here. And they start crackling straight away. Like, they start spluttering, and that's what I need. They're sizzling. They're perfect. Just a couple of green chilies, which have been slit open, and a few curry leaves. And then I will add shallots. So there are about 3 shallots I've used. And we don't have to color the shallots here. We just have to saute them till they're translucent. I can add a pinch of salt, not too much, just a pinch. This is one of my favorite recipes from Kerala. I've always loved cooking and eating this. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of garlic and about a teaspoon of ginger. This is good. Now from here on, I need to add some spices, and I'll add turmeric powder. Just about 1/4 of teaspoon is good, and about a teaspoon of coriander powder. Teaspoon and a little bit more. Red chili, of course, to taste in my opinion, and pinch of salt. Saute it all together. Just mix the spices, just taking good care that the heat is not at very high level. It shouldn't be too high, otherwise spices will get burnt very quickly. And I got about 2 tomatoes, medium tomatoes chopped. Use about 1.5 only. And as tomatoes are getting cooked, this is good. The tomatoes are kind of softened a bit. We don't want to make them mushy completely. And at this stage, I'll add, before I add coconut, I should add tamarind. Now this is tamarind extract. You can buy ready-made extract, but best is to buy it in a pod. It's good for Thai food. Coconut milk. I'll save some. Won't use all of it. I'll bring this to simmer and let it cook on the side. Meanwhile, I'll fry the prawns. I'm going to take this pan on the side and let it bubble away while I fry my prawns, or prawn in this case. Right, the sauce is bubbling away, my pan is ready. I'll start with oil. Oil is ready. Just a pinch of salt. All the crustaceous shell, like lobster, crab, prawns, they have a pigment which actually reacts to the heat. Whether you boil them or braise them in the sauce, or you pan fry them or you roast them, they turn red, and that's what is going to happen to this prawn as well. Look at that. This is what I mean. It starts turning. Now at this stage, I got some garlic here, which what I've done is just crush them lightly. And I've kept the skin on so that they don't get burnt and the flavor is mild. And I'll add a little bit of curry leaves here and there. Add 1 red chili, just for the flavor. And a little bit of butter will go in. Now all these spices I've added in the pan, they will release their flavor in the oil. And as I'll baste the oil on top of the prawn, they will get flavored with those spices. It is almost getting cooked. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll add a blob of butter. Just put on the side. Use 2. And I'll take the heat right in the middle, not too hot. And as the butter melts, it starts foaming. And all I have to do is put the spices with the butter so that they can release the flavor in the butter oil mixture. And now look at that, this butter oil mixture which is coming on the side, getting melted and coming at the end of the pan. I just keep pouring it on top. Just put the garlic on top, bring the chili out, stick that here. So I'll just add a dash of lime. What it does, it just cuts the richness of the butter, if there is any, in the prawn, and it just makes it so much more better. Now I have some rice which I'm going to put straight in. It's hot. And put the sauce on the base. You could have, if you had the tiny prawns, you could have put straight in the sauce and then serve it in the bowl as well. But I just thought I'll share a new way of doing our own food. Bring that out, and we'll lift the prawn and bring it to paper just for a minute, not too long, so that it soaks up. Put it here, and we have some cress that goes on top, and that's it. I'll put it this way, much better. So this is my Malabar prawn curry, and let me just give you a recap that how I made it. I started with 2.5 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Once the oil was hot, I added half a teaspoon of mustard seeds and handful of curry leaves. Then I added about 3 medium-sized shallots which were thinly sliced and sauteed till they were softened. Added a pinch of salt as well to help that. And that followed with adding of 1 teaspoon of chopped garlic and 1 teaspoon of chopped ginger. We sauteed that together, and then I went on to add the powdered spices. They were about 1/4 teaspoon to 1/2 teaspoon turmeric, coriander powder, red chili powder, coriander powder being exception with 1 teaspoon. And then I added a pinch of salt again, and I also added 2 medium-sized chopped tomatoes. And I cooked till the tomatoes were softened, and then I added 1 tablespoon of tamarind paste or tamarind puree, or you want to call it extract. Cooked that for a minute, and then I added about 1/2 liter of coconut milk. I cooked that through, corrected the seasoning, and the sauce was still thick, so I added about 50 ml of water to loosen the sauce, and I let it simmer on the side. And then I went on to pan fry my prawn, and I started with 1 tablespoon of oil and added the prawns, which was lightly seasoned with salt. And I sealed the prawns from all the sides, and then I added a few cloves of garlic, handful of curry leaves, of 1 red dried chili, and also added 2 blobs of butter, and I kept basting till the prawn was perfectly cooked. And to finish, I added a few dashes of lime and put the prawn aside. And now I have served it with rice, sauce on the base, and prawn is proudly sitting on top of the sauce. So here it is.